Canyon is going to be kicking first into the south end zone, and Desert Hills, the home team, with ready to go.
Yeah, and as you said, Mike, two offenses that I think in a lot of ways are very comparable. You know, Jackson Nowatzki, the quarterback for Snow Canyon, Nick Wormsley, the quarterback for Desert Hills, both with kind of similar styles, both dual threat guys. And in the passing game, both guys that like to kind of throw it up deep. Their completion percentages aren't necessarily the most impressive thing, but oftentimes they can get the job done. But as you see, the kind of unorthodox fake onside kick thing that Snow Canyon likes to do. But we'll have to keep an eye on Wormsley because Wormsley is not 100%. I know you could see him in warm-ups, a little ginger with his leg, and so we'll keep an eye on his health. Big hole on the kick return. Great spin move across midfield and down to about the 44-yard line. And that is where the Thunder will start things off, 1st and 10. Always good to start the game in the opposition's territory.
Boy, it's, and to do it especially on a kickoff return when you prove that you can get things going. We'll see really quickly how fast they go for it here. And as you mentioned, Wormsley, interesting season that he's had. I mean, not a lot of yards, not the highest of percentage in passing, but man, when he connects, it's usually for long distance.
Yeah, usually a big play style. So they start out of the gun, man in motion, and a flag comes in early on, a run play that'll pick up a couple of yards, but it looks like it's going to be a false start against the Thunder. So that'll create a 1st and 15 scenario, negating a little bit of that kick return. So Desert Hills with a bit of a mental error here early on. A little bit on the cool side tonight for Southern Utah, but still a decent crowd as more people still kind of filing in here. Just underway. 3 men wide to the right, 1 wide to the left. Wormsley out of the gun, and he throws a little pass out in the flat, trying to get back across the 50, and does up to about the 47-yard line.
Yeah, pick up about 4 on that, but still going to be plenty. 2nd and about 11, maybe 12 on that. Good defense, good stop there. Good read by the Snow Canyon secondary there. It was they picked it up, anticipated it, and did a good job to bring him down.
So 2nd down. Of course, again, both teams playing in spread offenses, so this more of a pistol formation here on 2nd down. Wormsley hands it off, spin, and across the 45 is Jordan, getting near the original line of scrimmage, and it looks like that's about where they'll spot it, so it'll wind up being 3rd and 10. So not the most effective first couple of plays on this drive, but still 3rd and 10.
It's going to be so interesting to watch today to see how Snow Canyon bounces back from from a good, like we mentioned earlier, from a pretty good beating against this Desert Hills team. But maybe, again, they just come in with a lot of confidence and see what they can do. And again, I think they're going to be pretty aggressive tonight and throw out everything.
Back to passes. Wormsley looks to his left. A little pressure in the pocket. He completes it. Looks like it's going to be about 1.5 yards, maybe shy of the 1st down. But I think, at the 36-yard line, I don't think there's too much question. They'll probably go for it here.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's early in the game, and it's in that weird little portion of the field where punting doesn't do a whole lot of good. Sometimes it only changes the yardage a few yards, and they want to establish themselves early. They kind of know what's already happened. Tooele is doing very well, and in their game against Hurricane, Dixie's in pretty good, comfortable spot, and Logan has already dominated today.
Yeah, the winner of this game will face Logan at Rice Eccles next Thursday. Wormsley fakes the handoff. He gets drilled, and I don't think he got it. I think he's still about a few inches short.
You can tell by that reaction from that camera shot right there that Snow Canyon defense did the job.
Yeah, they certainly did. It looked initially like Wormsley was going to have enough of a head of steam, but Snow Canyon is making a terrific defensive play there.
I think it might have been Tegan Mendenhall, who's their leading one of their leading tacklers. He has 78 on the season, and he and others came up with a good pop on Wormsley.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Warriors. As we said, winner of this game heads to Rice Eccles next Thursday to face Logan, who defeated Cedar 45-0. So they'll have quite a task. And Desert Hills already having played Logan this year. We can talk about that a little bit later. First snap of the game goes to Barnes, who got maybe half a yard on the first down play.
Josh averaging about 5 yards a carry most of the season. Piled up over 850 yards on the season for the senior.
2nd down. And a little jet sweep on the left-hand side, trying to turn the corner, getting about 5 yards. And it'll be 3rd down for the Warriors.
Yeah, good solid run that time again. And then at this 3rd and 4, you have a lot of options here. And again, spread offense, no huddle. They kind of know what they're doing. Try to get Desert Hills off guard a little bit.
Back to pass, high throw, but caught, breaking a couple of tackles and getting across midfield down to the Thunder 49 and a 1st down for Snow Canyon.
Really nice play by Jake Rhea, who, again, averages almost 15 yards per catch this season. He's had a good year, a couple of touchdowns, and the first down of the game.
And Nowatzki, little run through it. I think they call it incomplete, but I think that was a backward pass.
I think so too. But it went out of bounds, so it didn't matter. But
still, it'll be a loss of 2 or 3. No, they're moving it. They're moving it back to the line of scrimmage, and I think that might have been a little erroneous because that looked backward to me. But interesting, kind of unorthodox looking play, certainly. 2nd and 10. And here is the fake handoff, and Nowatzki, little erroneous on the exchange between him and Jason Mock. It winds up hitting the turf. Nowatzki jumps on it, but again, a pretty substantial loss, about 8 yards on the loss. Going to make it 3rd and very long for Snow Canyon, who's in a tough spot despite picking up the first down of the game on this drive. Out of the gun, Nowatzki looks to his right, whistle, and another false start, this time against Snow Canyon.
Wow, just hurting themselves so far tonight. Both teams maybe little nerves coming in today, and so much on the line, and big trip up to Rice Eccles, and that's so exciting for everybody.
Looks like Tooele is really handling Hurricane tonight. They're up 35-7.
Tough, sometimes just tough to get on the road, and we wondered how good that Tooele team was.
And the big 3rd down play, the stretch play on the right-hand side, doesn't pick up a whole lot, maybe 3 yards on the carry. So it'll be 4th down for the Warriors. So both teams' first drives not particularly impressive, kind of feeling things out here early on.
Yes, you nailed it. Neither team really looking too overwhelming, and Snow Canyon will be kicking the ball for the first time.
Colton Barber back to punt for the Warriors. Snap is clean. Kick is high. Doesn't have a lot of distance on it. Hits the turf. Takes a nice bounce. It went off of a Desert Hills player.
It sure did.
And that's going to be a Snow Canyon recovery.
Yeah, a good job. Number 34 for Desert Hills doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing, blocking a Snow Canyon player trying to get out of the way and trying to get past him, but just took a crazy bounce, hit the back of his foot. At least it seemed like it from our perspective.
Yeah, no, it did.
And so we will see what the referees call on that, and it certainly looks indeed it is Snow Canyon ball. Huge break right there.
First big break of the game. So now Snow Canyon, despite a tragic ending to what it seemed to their drive, now regain possession and take over from around their 30-yard line of the Desert Hills Thunder. And movement on the line, jumping a little bit early, was Tupu.
Again, you got to play. You've got to be able to stay as mistake-free as you can, and both teams have shown that they're just not quite ready here for tonight. A lot of nerves, a lot of anticipation, and you really want to do a great job. And that time, just another mental mistake.
So 1st and 15. Out of the gun, a nice little handoff, breaking tackles and surging across the 25 to near the 23-yard line.
Barnes had nothing on that, and he was stopped and hit behind the line of scrimmage, but somehow able to pop off about 8 or 9, and now a manageable 2nd and about 3.
And another jet sweep. This time it's a fake. Nowatzki keeps it up the middle, and he's got enough for the first down, it looks like, getting down near the 18-yard line. So Snow Canyon moves it into the end zone, taking advantage of the turnover. So 1st down out of the gun. Nowatzki with the fake once again, keeps it on the right-hand side. Took a pretty decent lick. And gets about a yard.
Has had a good season. This, both running and passing. About a 63% completion, over 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. A very well-rounded player. He's done a great job for Coach Matua this year.
Out of the gun, back to pass. Nowatzki pump fakes, throws it to the right-hand side, and it is caught, and it's going to be a Snow Canyon touchdown.
Wow, what a great catch that. That was just absolutely perfect by TJ Tamia, I believe. Timey. And his timing was just perfect on that because he was being, it looked like me like he was being held, and then he just came around and wrapped around there, made the catch for an impressive touchdown.
Yeah, Snow Canyon's, if nothing else, glad they got on the scoreboard because their last matchup went 4 quarters with putting nothing up there, and pretty impressive to capitalize on the turnover early on and put 6 points on the board. And the extra point is up, and it is good. So 5:38 left in the first quarter. 7-0 is our score. Yeah, I was a little surprised, Mike, as you said on the touchdown throw. I was a little surprised to not see any flags thrown initially because it looked like there was a lot of contact before Timey was able to haul that pass in.
Yeah, it sure did. But great catch by Timey, and again, that's only his 2nd touchdown of the year, but that was really and it showed a lot of athleticism.
Certainly did.
Actually, that's his 3rd, 1 rushing touchdown, 3, and now 4 passing. So he's done a nice job as team's getting ready to get going again and get again a lot of confidence now for Snow Canyon. That's exactly what the start they would hope for, and took advantage of the situation, took advantage of a huge turnover.
Yeah, a couple of costly mental errors early on prevented not only Desert Hills from capitalizing on a nice kick return to open the game, but then the mistake on special teams on the punt. Another decent-looking initially return. Snow Canyon able to recover, and the Thunder will start from their own 33. 1st and 10. Glad to have you with us. It's been an active day. It's a little interesting. Usually we try to keep an eye on scores, but a lot of games already final across the state tonight.
Yeah, this is it. We are at the last game of the night here in the state of Utah.
So Wormsley out of the gun, runs, hands it across the right side, turning the corner and into the secondary. Takes it into Warrior territory down to the 45-yard line for a first down. Nice looking run.
Boy, one man to to beat on that, and nice effort there and tripped up, I believe, again. That might have been Rhea over there. So
Brock Perry looking very quick on that run. Explosive. And a first down, most importantly, for Desert Hills in Warrior territory. This is about where they had the ball on their last drive when they kind of imploded with a costly penalty and then unable to convert and turn it over on downs. Handoff once again. This time up the gut, going to get around 5 yards up to the 40-yard line of the Warriors. Thunder moving the ball on the ground on this drive pretty well. I think it's important for Desert Hills to make a statement early after a surprising trailing here early on in the game. Another jet sweep and handoff around the corner and going to pick up a first down to the 30-yard line.
I believe that was Wood, and he looks sharp on that. He just hit that hole awfully quick and enough to move the chains. And Desert Hills trying to get that score back right now, and they're looking good.
Sure. You know, it's interesting in high school football. Oftentimes you'll see a team struggle after being thrown off a little bit, trailing early, but other teams just answer. And so far on this drive, it looks like Desert Hills is unfazed. Out of the gun, Wormsley hands it off. This time it's to Perry, and he is drilled.
Wow. Huge hit that time. Saw it, hit it, knocked him. Wow.
So the game up north is a final. Tooele defeats Hurricane 35-7. They will face the winner of the Pineview-Dixie game. That game I'll try to get an updated score on. Last we saw it was 21-10 in favor of Dixie. Handoff left-hand side. Finding a little hole and making the most of it. Getting very close to the first down. Looks like it'll be 3rd and inches. Just shy of the 20-yard line. So 3rd and inches. Out of the gun is Wormsley. Pistol formation, surging ahead, going to easily pick up the first down. Got about 3 yards on the carry in the red zone for the Thunder. Update is the Panthers have just scored. They went for 2, did not convert, so it is 21-16 Dixie.
And that game, certainly Southern Utah fans might remember from just 2 weeks ago when these two teams played, went literally down to the last play of the game, and Dixie was able to get a touchdown in the end zone to secure that #1 seed.
So Wormsley instructing his tailback, and Jordan picking up about a yard and a half on the carry.
Tegan Mendenhall just leveled him that time as well. So really nice play by Snow Canyon. Maybe a gain of 1.
And stoppage on the field. Looks like maybe an injury timeout as a Desert Hills player taking a knee, one of their linemen. Looks like he'll come off. I'm trying to make out the number here. 50. And that would be Justice Alo.
That could be okay, but just maybe got his bell rung a little bit. So
I'm not sure. Did they take an official timeout here? It looks like they do. So Desert Hills takes a timeout.
Yeah,
we'll take one as well.
Our game today is sponsored by Dr. Robert Prince. Dr. Prince is the orthodontist that gives your high school something to really smile about. His office is located at 754 South Main Street in St. George. Call Dr. Prince for a free consultation and find out how easy and affordable it is to straighten your smile.
Now is the time to push yourself, to dream, to learn, to achieve. Moments like these come once in a lifetime. This is your opportunity. Push yourself, explore, create, belong to something you can be proud of. Do it for yourself. Excel, reach, become. This is who you are. This is Snow College.
Back with you here on Scalooza, KSL and the DeseretNews.com. 2:30 and counting. Passing the flat. Nice catch. Spinning inside the 10 down to about the 7-yard line on the reception. 4.
Badge Morris.
Good little catch on the flat.
Plays a lot of defense, not a lot of offense, and he's a leading tackler on the defensive side. But that was a nice play there.
Certainly was. So 1st and goal from the 7. Handoff. Surging forward. And touchdown, Desert Hills. Delayed signal, but touchdown nonetheless. Quinn Kaiser taking it in with $1:48 left here in the first quarter.
One play after Badge Morris made that great catch. Quinn Kaiser takes it in for the 7-yard touchdown.
So Kaiser stays in to hold the extra point.
So here is the Southwest Diesel extra point. Doug and Darren, almost 40 years fixing diesel trucks, buses, motorhomes, fix anything. That's Southwest Diesel.
Christian Cottle, the kicker, and that's up and
good. So tied at 7 with minute 48 left here in the first quarter.
Let's take a break as well. Again, here, glad to have you with us on Scalooza.com.
We love purchase business in our office. This is, in our branch, this is what we strive to do, is we want to be number one in purchases. And we recognize that realtors, builders, affinity partners, they play a large role and a key role in making us successful. So we strive to do everything we can to be able to deliver on our promises, to create events or opportunities to be able to just stay in front of them and to get to know them and just be a part of their business. We treat it as a true partnership.
Back with you here on Scalooza, KSL and DeseretNews.com. As we get set for the kickoff following the score by the Desert Hills Thunder. We are tied at 7 early on. Desert Hills did an impressive job there answering back after a costly mistake put Snow Canyon on the board. High kick taken into the end zone for the touchback. So Snow Canyon will start from their own 20, 1st and 10.
So minute 48 remaining in the opening quarter. I know it's a little bit hard to see that scored. It looks like the top half of the numbers are cut off there, Aaron, but maybe to tweak that just a little bit. But a minute 48 left in the first quarter, and we are tied at 7. Pretty good game. Good response that time by Desert Hills to get all the way back down the field and score.
So here is Jackson Owatsky.
Handoff inside, able to get past one man into the secondary, spins, gets the first down, about a 13-yard run.
Josh Barnes did a nice job that time again, over 850 yards and 9 touchdowns for number 9, Josh Barnes.
Remember, the winner of this game will play Logan.
So first down, faking the handoff, pitch on the outside, not a lot of space for Polson. He's going to pick up maybe a couple as he gets across the 35 to the 37-yard line. So I end up getting about 4 on the carry. Second down and 6.
So second down for the Thunder, for the Thunder defense.
And this time a handoff. Once again, it's Barnes. Cuts back inside. He's going to be very close to a first down. It's going to depend on the spot. I think they're going to give it to him. Yep.
They're waving him.
So first down, Snow Canyon. Ball now at the 43-yard line. Nowatzki calls for the ball, throws it in the flat. Nice little wide receiver screen to Timey, and he's going to pick up another first down after about 11-yard completion. Quick little wide receiver screen. We haven't seen that one so far.
And it really, I mean, Timey's having a great game so far, a touchdown catch, and has just done a great job on to keep Snow Canyon rolling here, and a good heads-up play there by the senior.
Under a minute to go. Barnes with the handoff up the middle. He got took a pretty good lick at the end of the play, but not after he picked up nearly 5 yards on that carry. Some good size on that Snow Canyon offensive line, and they're making holes for Barnes.
Desert Hill's not liking what they see, and they're going to take their second timeout. We're still in the first quarter. And we'll also take a timeout here. Good to have you with us here on Scaluzza.com.
Our game today is sponsored by Dr. Robert Prince. Dr. Prince is the orthodontist that gives your high school something to really smile about. His office is located at 754 South Main Street in St. George. Call Dr. Prince for a free consultation and find out how easy and affordable it is to straighten your smile.
Back with you. 36 seconds left. Curious, Mike. Kind of a curious time to call a timeout just before the end of the quarter when he could have talked to his team.
Right.
I don't know. I was kind of curious. Hand off to Barnes once again, and again he rumbles for about 8-9 yards and picks up another first down.
He is doing exactly what Coach Matu is wanting him to do. Barnes is looking awfully good. He's just he's finding that hole. He's hitting it quick, and then taking whatever the defense what it gives him here. And so far, he's had about 4 first downs for Snow Canyon.
Yeah, they're just carving up this Desert Hills defense. And, of course, as I say that, Nowatzki gets stuffed and doesn't pick up anything. Likely our last play of the quarter. And now another...
Oh, well, his helmet came off, so they stopped the clock, and so we'll see what they have to do here and bring in a new QB for a play.
Now they roll the clock, so they're not going to make him run a play. So that will end the first quarter of play. One, and very interesting, entertaining game, tied at 7 here on Scaluzza.com.
We love purchase business in our office. This is, in our branch, this is what we strive to do, is we want to be number one in purchases. And we recognize that realtors, builders, affinity partners, they play a large role and a key role in making us successful. So we try to do everything we can to be able to deliver on our promises, to create events or opportunities to be able to just stay in front of them and to get to know them and just be a part of their business. We treat it as a true partnership.
Our game today is sponsored by Dr. Robert Prince. Dr. Prince is the orthodontist that gives your high school something to really smile about. His office is located at 754 South Main Street in St. George. Call Dr. Prince for a free consultation and find out how easy and affordable it is to straighten your smile.
Back with you here on Scaluzza.com. Happy to have our viewers on Deseret News and KSL.com as well. As we get set for quarter number 2 here from Desert Hills High School, Warriors and Thunder tied at 7. Play action rolling to the right, looking downfield. The throw is incomplete. Kind of drilled the poor fellow that's holding the yardage stick there, but incomplete nonetheless. So it's Matt Kitchen that threw that ball as Nowatzki had to come out because his helmet came off. You by rule have to come out for a play, but our understanding is that Kitchen's a little bit more of a thrower than Nowatzki is anyway, so maybe why they went that way. Nowatzki fakes the keeper, gets it to Timey, and Timey's going to pick up another first down as he gets across the 25 to the 22-yard line.
He has just, again, it's been two great players. I mean, Nowatzki's done a good job. Timey has done a great job, and certainly Barnes. So maybe three great players so far for the Snow Canyon team. Good job by that offensive line, though, to give Nowatzki time to do what he needs to do.
So on first down, pass in the flat is complete, trying to break a tackle, but Desert Hill is able to recover as Jake Rhea picks up about 5 on the first down play, so 2nd and 5. And again, in essence, that winds up being like a run play.
Yeah, and that's what it is, keeping the clock rolling, keeps Desert Hills on their toes.
Handoff, it's Barnes, great spin move, cuts back inside, down near the 10-yard line, and he's going to pick up another first down.
Wow, this Snow Canyon team has done a great job.
It's funny because just hearing people talking before the game, a lot of people saying, well, which Snow Canyon team's going to show up? And I think the one that people have seen flashes of brilliance from thus far has been in this game.
And a penalty on Desert Hills.
Illegal hit to the head, yeah.
So that's going to add a few more yards. Again, as close as they are, not going to make a big difference, but I bet Snow Canyon's willing to take it.
Yeah, you'll take whatever you can get, especially when you're on the road.
You're sniffing that end zone right here. See if they take advantage of it. They're going to be all the way to the 6, and that's going to give a 1st and goal to Snow Canyon. 4 cracks at this, Travis. What do you do?
Well, I think I'd keep it with Barnes, at least on 1st and 2nd down. This time they go to Polson, though, and he gets maybe a yard up to the barely. 5.
Yeah, and again, looked like he was going to keep going outside, cut back inside, and that died in a hurry. Nice effort by that Desert Hills defense. They were all over that.
I know you run different plays to kind of keep the defense honest, but by the same token, Barnes, the way he's moving, I wonder if you don't just keep it with him this close in. This time the handoff left side, and Timey is snuffed out in a huge loss. He's going to lose about 11 yards.
Not the best decision by Timey that time, and it's the only thing he's done wrong today, but that was pretty costly.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I know Timey obviously misread the play, but I can't say I really like the play call there. I think when you're at the 5, I don't know why you don't go up the middle. They've been running between the tackles very well.
And now you're in it's going to be with 3rd and goal.
You've got to throw it into the end zone now.
You've got to go in the end zone now.
Your only other hope's to hope you get a penalty of some sort.
Again, you can see that clock looking good, and then clock under 10 minutes now.
Nowatzki rolls to the right, kind of holds on to it, and he is sacked, and that might take him out of field goal range, too.
Badge Morris came and put the pressure on first and made Nowatzki move around, and then finally brought down by another defender there. But that was an excellent play by Morris to read that, get past that right tackle and cause havoc there. Now not an easy field goal situation right here for Snow Canyon.
Boy, about a 42-yard attempt here.
Andrew Day, a sophomore. He has 6 field goals on the season. We'll see where he's at right now.
Placement is good. Kick is long enough, and it parts the Red Sea. 10-7, Snow Canyon.
That was a nice kick. Very nice kick that time by Andrew Day. And he didn't kick it high, but he kicked it 10 feet. 10 feet in the air, and that's all you needed to do. So beautiful. We'll keep it here under that because that was an impressive, if nothing else, that helps redeem Snow Canyon. They really needed to get some points on the board after just dominating on that drive. And that's just a solid play right there by Snow Canyon. That was a very, very impressive. Yeah.
So 10-7 lead. Snow Canyon, yeah, you know, I think you're glad you have the lead, but by the same token, you're going to think what could have been. Two very
Well, yeah, and we'll
a
watch
costly
that.
sequence of downs once you out in the goal to go.
We'll watch it as the game goes on and see how much that impacted that particular. How much that, we'll see if it impacts it or not. But right now, I mean, you gave up 4 points.
Yeah, and I think for the moment, even though you take the lead, you got to wonder how much momentum you actually got out of that, because it felt more like it unraveled more than you got much of an advantage out of it in the end. But
Desert Hills, they're going to say, hey, we had a couple opportunities to blitz, and it came up big, and we'll see if they put that back in their playbook so they can get in there.
So the kick-off taken in the end zone, and it'll be a touchback once again. So give credit where credit's due, though. That field goal is pretty impressive. From 42 yards out, that's not a gimme in high school.
No, and not really any wind, didn't have any impact that way, but it was still a long kick. It was a good effort that time.
Hey, 42's 42. Of course, I guess that's not much longer than an extra point in the NFL these days. So, so 1st and 10 Thunder from their own 20-yard line. Wormsley with 2 men in the backfield and hands it off, trying to get the sweep around the right-hand side and knocked down after a minimal gain by Brock Perry. Picks up about 4. You could do worse.
Over at Dixie High School, 21-16 still.
A lot of people might be watching the Dixie Pineview game. It's getting tighter and tighter, 21-16 still. So if you want to check the end of that game, we'd be okay with that.
Yeah, we'd understand. As long as you come back to what's been a very entertaining game thus far after a gain of a couple on 2nd down. So it'll be 3rd down, 3rd and about 4.
Want to thank InfoWest, one of our good sponsors throughout the playoffs. Again, we'll be streaming through the Deseret News KSL the next 2 weeks, semifinals and then the finals in a couple of weeks from today.
So 3rd down and 4. Wormsley drops back. He looks to his right, throws it. It is caught. His receiver fell down, but not before picking up a 1st down on the completion to Josh Durr. So Durr gets it out to the 33-yard line.
Good enough play to get that 1st down, keep the chains going. Again, we'll see. We watched Desert Hills respond very well after the first time Snow Canyon scored. Now that they hold a 3-point edge, we'll see what Desert Hills does again. And so far, they're clicking.
3 men to the left out of this spread formation. Handoff to the up man. Not a lot there. Maybe 1.5 yards on the carry. Getting just across the 35. So 2nd down. Call it long 7, short 8. Whichever you prefer. Fullback to the left of Wormsley. Tailback behind him. And it's Perry. Surges ahead and pretty nice gain. It's going to be just a couple of yards shy of the 1st down.
Perry showing some quicks out there to get outside, and again, a little bit surprising. He's had a good season, but boy, I tell you what, he's having a really good game tonight. Only a sophomore.
Yeah, big things to come from that young man. Wormsley takes the snap, handoff, and immediately hit in the backfield. Big defensive play by Dylan Perry.
Dylan Perry's had a great season for Snow Canyon. 85 tackles this year for the senior, and he's just coming up big. He's not a big kid, but I tell you what, he plays big.
Yeah, that was a very impressive play, forcing Snow Canyon forcing Desert Hills to punt here.
And that, that in and of itself right there is the first time Desert Hills has punted tonight.
In the second quarter, down by 3.
And just a solid hit by Perry.
So Timey back to receive it. High snap. Hauls it in. Is a little bit short. It's going to bounce at the 45 and trickle out of bounds around the 30-yard line. So Snow Canyon will start there 1st and 10.
Do want to thank our sponsors tonight, Academy Mortgage and Dr. Bob Prince, Coral Canyon Chiropractic, Snow College, the Trailer Source, Info West. They keep these games on the air for us. And again, we'll be broadcasting the next 2 weekends, Thursday at 6:30 and Friday of 6:30 of next week. And then the following week, the 3AA State Championship. So we're glad to join with Deseret News again to bring these games to you.
Scissor handoff to the
Handoff up the gut.
and it's going to be about
Going to pick up a couple.
a long 3.
2, maybe 3 yards on the carry.
He's been pretty good. I think they're right around 5 or 6 so far.
So Snow Canyon 2nd down after a minimal gain. Handoff. Once again, it's Barnes, and this time he is stuffed. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be where it ends.
John Adams with the tackle there. Again, Adams over 70 tackles on the season coming in today's game.
Not to mention being one of our founding fathers.
You can't go wrong with that.
But 3rd and 7, and we haven't seen Snow Canyon quite with, I don't recall other than a penalty situation, having this far to go on 3rd.
That is true. See what Nowatzki has in store here. Again, about a 63% passer on the season tonight. Certainly his big receiver with Timey, and we'll see if he looks for him or something up out of the backfield. Maybe see what Barnes does well. So
Oh, and it was a false start apparently. Now it must have been illegal motion because they signaled it was declined. You can't decline a false start. I think you can only decline it if it's an illegal shift or illegal motion. And it happened. They didn't mention it till the play was completed anyway. So 3rd and 7. Out of the gun. 2 men to each side. Nowatzki barking to his line. Shifts Barnes. Man in motion, fakes the handoff. Nowatzki with the keeper up the gut, gets into the secondary and picks up the 1st down as he runs it up to the 47-yard line.
it makes you wonder what he saw right there because he audibled out of that previous play.
Yeah.
And saw something. It was the right call that time by the senior QB.
Shows a lot of faith by Coach Matua to let Nowatzki have that kind of control at the line.
Well, he has over 87 carries coming into the game, over 600 yards. So he knows what he's doing out there. He's been in a lot of Snow Canyon games. He's been there his whole life and watching games since he was a little kid.
So to midfield goes Barnes. 2nd and 7. Motion pitch on the outside to Polson. He tries to turn the corner. He's going to pick up about 4, be a couple yards shy of the 1st down.
Good job by Nowatzki to sell that that pitch as long as possible and committed that defense to get that one-on-one coverage on the outside.
So 3rd and 3. Nowatzki in the gun. Barnes next to him. Sends a man in motion. They call the jet sweep, trying to turn the corner, cutting back inside, and basically back to the line of scrimmage on the run by Jason Mock.
See what happens here. 4th and, about 3 it looks like.
Yep.
And so
looks like they're going to punt.
3:31 left, and maybe they feel confident that there's time in this half.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm watching the time tick down, and I'm thinking, well, Desert Hills can be pretty dangerous, but I wonder how much of a role the injury's playing to Wormsley, because we really haven't seen him throw it deep at all, and that's usually one of the signatures of the Desert Hills punt. Fair catch signaled, taken at about the 8-yard line.
Really nice punt that time. boy, to pin them. I think that was Day again. No, well, maybe 22. I thought it was 20. But a nice high kick, and that's, again, boy, anytime you can get the other team to start inside the 15, and now in this case at the 9. That's a nice job. Really, almost having almost like a turnover there, isn't it? That was a great play.
Just terrific hang time on that punt. We've seen a lot of bad punting. Dixie has just scored actually a couple minutes ago. So Dixie up now 28-16 over Pineview. Handoff, breaking it out into the open field. Finally tackled at the 25-yard line. Nice run by Perry.
Perry just solid, just making the best of what he had out there. Again, he's almost doing a little bit more tonight than he has in a lot of the games. He's just really tearing it up out there, doing a great job.
1st and 10.
We'll see if they those 2 timeouts have any impact right now.
Wormsley back to pass. Screen. Red, a block in the back. I don't see a flag. Boy, that one was a nice run, but there was a pretty obvious block in the backfield that the refs missed.
Yeah, it looked like it was, but I tell you what, a good spring out there and to make that big play. Marco Jordan, he looked good on that. Now almost at midfield, 2:30 left, and they'll start the clock up here again in just a second. But they took those 2 timeouts early in the first quarter. We'll see if that has what impact that has right now on this field.
So 1st and 10, just shy of midfield. Finally, the long throw by Wormsley. He had a man, just not able to adjust, was the intended receiver.
Just looked on the wrong side of the shoulder there, didn't it? Just looked over his right shoulder and it came over his left, and that could have even potentially even been 6.
Yeah, it's a tricky adjustment for the receiver, but certainly the ball was there. Can't fault Wormsley on the throw. It was a good looking throw. So out of the gun, Wormsley back to pass on 2nd and 10. Pressured in the pocket, steps up. He is sacked. He's going to lose about 2 to 3 yards after Snow Canyon just swarmed him there.
Excellent job as that front line of the Warriors just put a lot of pressure on Desert Hills, and Wormsley just could not. Loss of about 4.
Yeah, 3rd and 14.
And now, if you're Snow Canyon, do you take a timeout right now?
That's a good question. Not a bad thought.
I mean, I'd take a timeout on that particular play.
Awkward snap, pressure in the backfield. This time it's caught, and it's going to be close. It looks like it's going to be a 1st down. Depends on the spot. Just shy of the 40-yard line. And I think he's going to be just a little shy. Looks like it may be 4th and inches. They do move it.
Singled it. So, wow. So that's a pretty big play right there, just to get that 1st down and to keep the clock going, keep this drive going.
So 1st and 10 now from the Warriors' 40-yard line. Wormsley drops back, looks deep, throws to the right. It's got a man. It is caught across the 30, down to the 25.
Boy, back-to-back 1st downs. And Snow Canyon was just a grasp away from turning around this drive, and Desert Hills taking advantage of it. Back-to-back 1st downs by this Thunder team. And again, you can now see the time, 1:15 left.
1st and 10. Out of the gun. Wormsley looks to his left, looks over the middle, had a man, but just overthrew it.
We understand again, maybe if you're over there watching that, Pineview just scored again.
Yep, 28-23. Dixie with the lead. You know, I was going to say, right before that last throw, Wormsley's looked pretty accurate. I wondered aloud kind of a injury and how that affected things, but it looks like he's thrown the ball pretty well. That last pass a little off, but could have just misread it a little bit too. Out of the gun. Wormsley with pressure in the backfield. Adjusts, throws, has an open man in the flat to the 15, inside the 15, out of bounds at about the 12.
Great play by Jordan. You know, Wormsley just a second away from getting hit, but last seconds looked at his relief receiver, and that was enough to pick up another first down for this Sunder team. And now we're watching again that clock, under a minute left.
So 1st and 10, just outside the 10. And Wormsley on the keeper, stacked up. And this is really, you know, you've alluded to it a couple times, Mike. This is where having just one timeout left
and they're not taking
could make things interesting.
Yeah, they're not taking that timeout. They're just...
So out of the gun, Wormsley claps the hands. Back to pass, pump fakes, pressure in the backfield, and pass incomplete. It was too high.
And over at Dixie High School, Pineview has recovered the onside kick.
Just heard Pineview's on recovered the onside kick. That's.
I think we may tune out and go watch that game for a minute. So, so 28-23 over there, Dixie Pineview, and
still, but less than a minute left, and they've got it at the 47.
Boy,
so
what a potential upset that would be.
That would be huge.
Logan is awfully. You can hear people from Logan cheering right now for it to happen.
So 3rd down, Wormsley rolls to his left, looks for a man, throws it, and outside, incomplete.
4th down coming up.
Down.
Boy, now we're going to see what they choose to do here.
I think you got to kick the field goal.
You'd think so, and looks like that's what they're going to do. Christian Cottle, only 2 field goals all season. That's a little bit surprising here. I mean, and not, again, 23-point after touchdowns. But, you know, you'd think under most situations you'd have a lot more than 2 field goal opportunities. You wonder what the circumstances are there.
You would think. I don't know. Maybe his range just isn't that far.
You know, so just inside the 20, about
a
20,
28-yard field goal. Is the placement will be at the 18. So kick is up. It's long enough, and looks like it's good. No, they say no good.
Yeah, it went over that right side there. And boy, Snow Canyon is thrilled. The Warriors have dodged a big bullet on that one. So
yeah, I think they'll be plenty content just taking a knee here.
Wow.
With 16 seconds left.
You saw both of those referees looking at each other and going, what do you got? What do you have? And,
yeah.
And it definitely wasn't. It was, you know, it started on the right and stayed on the right and just missed that the goalpost there, and I think it almost went up and above it. It was a little hard to measure it, but it was close enough that they didn't get it.
So Snow Canyon content taking a knee and running out the clock here in the first half. Very interesting first half of football. And Mike, if I had told you before this game started we have a 10-7 score at the half, I think that might have been a surprise in its own right, let alone Snow Canyon on top.
Boy, that they would have taken that all day long, wouldn't they? I mean, that's just a huge half. And again, after a 35-0 first-time game, when these teams played the first time around, this is impressive.
Yes, so, much different half of football and games so far here on Scaluzza.com. Glad to be with you. 10-7 our halftime score. Mike and I are going to take a break here for halftime, and we'll be back with a couple minutes to spare before the start of the second half to break things down and update you here on Scaluzza.com. Thanks for being with us.
We love purchase business in our office. This is, in our branch, this is what we strive to do, is we want to be number one in purchases. And we recognize that realtors, builders, affinity partners, they play a large role and a key role in making us successful. So we try to do everything we can to be able to deliver on our promises, to create events or opportunities to be able to just stay in front of them and to get to know them and just be a part of their business. We treat it as a true partnership.
Our game today is sponsored by Dr. Robert Prince. Dr. Prince is the orthodontist that gives your high school something to really smile about. His office is located at 754 South Main Street in St. George. Call Dr. Prince for a free consultation and find out how easy and affordable it is to straighten your smile.
Tonight's halftime show is brought to you by Stephen Wade Auto Center. Stephen Wade Auto Center is excited to give back to our students tonight. We are giving away cash to students to promote education in our school.
Judgment Day here in the booth. All right, I'm about to go on. Welcome back as we get set for the second half of our game between the Snow Canyon Warriors and the Desert Hills Thunder. Been a very entertaining game thus far, and I think if you're just tuning in after another exciting game across town between Dixie and Pineview, with Dixie pulling it out in the end, if you're just flipping over here, you might be a little surprised at our score. It's been a very, very interesting game thus far, Mike.
It really has. As again, that maybe the big question or the big turnaround here is when these teams played just earlier this year. It was 35-0 as the kickoff goes into the end zone. Desert Hills just dominated from the beginning of the game to the end on that, and boy, a big turnaround here. Snow Canyon has come out with a lot of confidence. They scored early on in the first quarter, and Desert Hills came back and tied it up, and then they ended up being a very impressive 42-yard field goal to give them the 10-7 lead. Desert Hills missed a field goal opportunity late in the second half.
So Snow Canyon will start things off here in the second half from their own 20-yard line. We'll see what adjustments Desert Hills defense makes. I'm very curious to see. Barnes with the carry on first down, and so far those adjustments not quite there, as Barnes with a huge run stepping out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Great looking run by Barnes around the corner.
Very noble. Be very Barnes and Noble-ish.
It was a textbook run.
Yes, it was. Excellent run by Barnes to get close to the midfield stripe.
Out of the gun, handoff to Barnes again. This time he's hit, and the ball comes out.
Yeah, it came out. But it looks like the Warriors are going to maintain possession, even though the Desert Hills player is saying, "Look, what's this in my hand?"
Always interesting when they make that quick judgment call.
A lot of bad things happen in those piles.
That's the truth, isn't it? A lot of kids have come out of there questioning their humanity, but 2nd and 9. Motion, fake by Nowatzki. He keeps it, runs to the left, and run out of bounds as I think he got just across midfield to the 49-yard line of the Thunder. Now they mark it back at the 50. It happens. 3rd and 6. Snow Canyon hurries to the line. Throws a pass in the flat, a little high into the outside, incomplete. So after a very nice run by Barnes, it's a 3 and out. And perhaps an opportunity squandered. But if nothing else, Snow Canyon can play the field position game here and pin the Thunder back deep in their own end.
And we've already seen a great kick by the Snow Canyon punter a little bit earlier today, as they pinned him back about to the 8-yard line late in the second quarter.
Also had a turnover on a punt as well. Lots of pressure. Very nearly some contact. Fair catch taken at the 15. So the Thunder, not tragic field position, but not great either. So
wonder how they get that ball off sometimes. So that looked like that was going to be blocked, and it went right in between two different people there. So
yeah, really had quite a bit of pressure on him. Yeah, you're right. It's a game of inches sometimes, Mike.
Game brought to you also by InfoWest, the internet people. Good to have them with us throughout the 3AA playoffs. And Dr. Robert Prince, orthodontist here in St. George. Academy Mortgage, Coral Canyon Chiropractic, and the Trailer Source.
First down play for the Thunder. Not a lot there. Maybe a yard. Up to the 16-yard line. So 2nd and 9. We'll see if Desert Hills opens it up. You know, their last drive, Wormsley aired it out quite a bit more than he had pretty much the whole half. They stayed pretty comfortable on the ground for the bulk of the half, but Wormsley opened it up a little bit towards the end. We talked a little bit about him being injured, playing hurt. the reports I read, he's playing at about 70%. So,
Well, he's done a good job. I mean, you can kind of see him shaking off that arm a little bit there and looking over to the sidelines, but he's been their leader all year long, and he's led them to an impressive season.
he's been under quite a bit of pressure in this game too. Snow Canyon's turned it up defensively with their pass rush. So 3rd and 9. Wormsley takes it, looks to his right, throws it to the right, and it is caught, enough for a first down. So the Thunder will move it as it's out to the 30, I think at the 26-yard line. So first down. Again, the winner of this game will face Logan. The Grizzlies with a very impressive 45-0 win over the Cedar Redmen. Pressure in the backfield and a flag. As there's an illegal block. This is going to go a long way, but it's coming back. It appears to be a touchdown, but it won't be. Couldn't get too excited. As you see the disappointed look on the face of Cody Ricketts.
Well, and Wormsley just almost looks like he got hit in the gut there just as he's walking to the backfield saying, oh boy, we had that.
So a tough break for the Thunder. You can hear the crowd. Maybe you can hear the crowd isn't too happy, but it was a pretty obvious penalty.
Wow. Not only a touchdown, I mean, again, not almost 70-something, 75 yards, but to take away potential points as much as this game has been costly with these points, that's just critical.
So a costly hold is going to make it not only a huge gain and a touchdown, but now it'll be first down and right around 25. So Desert Hills is definitely going to have to hope for a couple of big plays here just to get a first down. Out of the gun, Wormsley looks to his left, throws it, and a little bit strong on the throw. Had a couple of defenders in the area, and could have been just as easily picked as maybe caught. Safety read it well.
Absolutely, and I wondered why it wasn't potentially. That was right there.
So second and I'd say probably about 24. Scoreboard operators not operated it quite right. Back to passes Wormsley. Wormsley chased out of the pocket, looks, throws, has a man. It is caught, and it's going to be a third down and very manageable as they get it up to the 35-yard line.
Boy, a lot of space in that secondary to Snow Canyon, not tightening that up. And boy, when you have them pinned that far back, you got it. You can't just give them the 15-plus yards.
Yeah, it looked like it might be a disaster, but now it winds up being 3rd and about 2. So credit to Wormsley for being patient, hanging with it in the pocket, and finding an open receiver. 3rd and 2. Wormsley looks to his right. Flushed out of the pocket. He rolls, throws it, and it's short. Incomplete.
Big play right there. Be able to see them hold on that particular drive, that is big. Good job. Again, more and more pressures on Wormsley, and they just keep on sending them. That front four of Snow Canyon is getting past that offensive line for Desert Hills. They're doing a really good job putting pressure on him.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it earlier, but just the eyeball test in terms of size in the trenches, Snow Canyon really does have a lot of size on that line.
Yeah, they really do. So force another punt. They stop the clock here for a minute before they get rolling.
See what the stoppage is about.
And penalty on...
Ooh. I think it might have been, was it 12 men on the field?
That's what it is, and that is costly because now all of a sudden, when you finally pin them and do what you need to do on the silliest type of errors to be able to give them a first down like that, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm always especially puzzled. Special teams is so specific with who's on the kick return team, kickoff, punt return. You always wonder how they get 12 guys on there. Either you're on that specific unit or you don't.
Well, Snow Canyon took advantage of a miscue early in the game to score their only touchdown.
Hand off to Perry. He's going to pick up a first down on the carry, getting just across midfield to about the 49 of the Warriors. So first down. Perry looks quick. He's not the biggest player, but definitely he's got hops.
Yeah, he gets to that hole in a hurry.
So 1st and 10. Now in Snow Canyon territory.
It's kind of just surprising. Again, he's not been a main player this year for him and doing a great job.
Perry taken down after picking up about 6. Boy, if you're Snow Canyon, that's I'm curious to see how they hold up in this drive. That's such a kick in the gut after holding them and having a silly penalty like that hurt them. Just talking to so many coaches over the years, the thing that I always emphasize is with teenage kids, they're so fragile mentally. Little things can really affect them. Very close to a first down. A late flag comes in. Usually you don't see it come in like that unless it's some kind of a late hit or a hit to the head. So we'll see what the call is. It's very close to a first down.
They're talking about it down on the field. 7:41. Third quarter action here. Today's game brought to you by our friends at Battery.
So it looks like they're indicating where the spot of the foul was. Here's the signal. Personal foul against Desert Hills. So
and loss of down.
Yeah, no specific indication, so you wonder if something must have just happened in the pile at the end. So interesting. A damaging play there, so it'll be 3rd and about 16.
Well, both sides have kind of given back a big play so far in this particular drive. I mean, Desert Hills got a touchdown called back. Snow Canyon returned the favor of 12 men on the field to keep a drive alive.
Coach Frankie looking for an explanation. It looks like he got one, but I'm not sure he's quite satisfied with what he heard. So very costly, as it looked like Desert Hills was going to have a first down, and instead now they've dug themselves back in a bit of a hole, back in their own territory once again as well.
And a loss of down as well, so 3rd and 16.
Back to pass. Wormsley looks to the left, pumps, throws it over the middle, and contact made as the ball got there, and it'll be incomplete. And slow to get up is Cody Ricketts, I believe.
Boy, Caleb Gates just laid him down on that one, and I tell you what, it was a good clean hit, perfect timing, but painful.
Yeah, to say the least. That was a big pop, and Ricketts still down on the turf.
Coach Frankie wants to talk about a previous play. What else is going on while he's out there?
So interesting.
Yeah, again, I didn't feel like it was a dirty hit anyway.
No.
It just timed perfectly.
Yeah. Hit right as the ball got there. I don't think there's any question about that. But
so that is going to be
4th and 16.
4th down. Yeah. So.
But punting around midfield, you would think Desert Hills would possibly be able to pin Snow Canyon a little deep and make him work for it a little bit. Ricketts up on his feet and trots to the sideline, so good to see him up and moving.
It looks like he's going to be okay other than that. Get some cobwebs out there.
Yeah.
I think Halloween was a few days ago, but little lasting effect there.
So 4th and 16. Thunder to punt. Timey is back deep for the Warriors, standing at about his own 10-yard line.
Timey scoring the only touchdown for Snow Canyon today, and on a nice pass by Nowatzki early in the first quarter.
Punt is away, not a lot of distance, got some decent height, and it bounces to the 26. So Desert Hills had an opportunity, I think, to pin him a little bit deeper. Didn't quite get the punt they wanted, I'm sure, but the Warriors will take over from their own 26, 1st and 10. Maybe try to run a little clock and move the ball a bit here, too. They ran it pretty well their last drive, but were eventually stifled. Very adventurous day across the state. Again, this the lone game remaining on the slate across the state of Utah. And the winner of this game faces Logan. The jet sweep crossed the, trying to turn the corner, and Mock just did not have enough, got maybe a yard. You know, we mentioned it earlier. Logan, earlier this year, faced Desert Hills, beat them 42-12, and
you know, but I'm assuming that was up in Logan.
Yeah,
and it was on a Wednesday, a 3-day week, and so not that Logan's not awfully good, but that's a long trip on only really one full day practice.
Sure, and flag thrown as Barnes goes down in the backfield. See what the penalty is for.
So, I think that score for that Logan Desert Hills game, it's tough to practice, in such a short week anyway, and then you have to travel 300 miles to go up to northern Utah to play a game. So that's a tough go for no matter who you played in that situation.
Face mask is a call against Snow Canyon, so that's going to move them back. I think it's an excellent point, Mike. I guess the question is it enough to justify a 30-point difference?
Well,
I mean, is it safe to say Logan is better, but maybe they're just not 30 points better?
Yeah, they are very obviously they've rolled all season long. They should be favored. They will be favored, and deserve to be such. And no matter what that point total was in the previous game, they've done nothing but be impressive all season long. No question about that.
Sure. So Logan and the winner of this game will face off on Thursday night, and then the Friday night game will be Dixie and Tooele. And flags everywhere. It looks like there was a little movement prior to the snap, I think, against Snow Canyon. So false start will move back another 5. It'll be about 2nd and 19.
But the way that was developing right there, Snow Canyon might be glad to just give him 5 yards back on that one. So
yeah,
kind of a rough third quarter, I think. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I would say so. It's been a little. We've seen costly errors on both sides. Cody Ricketts would probably say there's been some costly hits too. Nowatzki with a great-looking run as he gets across the 30. He's going to make it 3rd down and a very manageable, about 5 or 6 yards.
You mentioned Ricketts a minute ago, but it looks like he's back on the field, which is good to see him shake that pretty serious hit. Again, this Desert Hills team's already seen some pretty big hits on some of their players this season.
Sure. So Snow Canyon, a little play action, thrown in the flat, and boy, telegraphed the pass a little bit. Could have been picked, but instead falls incomplete. And it'll be 4th down for the Warriors. Looks like Snow Canyon will punt. So Quinn Kaiser, the deep man for the Thunder, to receive the punt. Again, both teams struggling to find momentum. Again, another near block. Kaiser with the fair catch signal takes it at the 38. Excuse me, at the 34. So it'll be 1st down Thunder. with 5:41 left here in the third quarter. Are you surprised, Mike, that this score is as low as it is?
Yeah, it is. Yet, we've seen both of these teams have explosive offensive, and other times that they just have not put points on the board. Both teams have been inconsistent from game to game. I mean, it's, Desert Hills has had just such a great program here in Southern Utah for the last few years, and have been so strong. But I tell you what, this season, a little bit of a struggle for them. I mean, to lose as many games as they have, even though they're the second seed in the 3AA South, it's been a different year for them, and just not what they've been used to here. And Snow Canyon still trying to build that program up. And in some games, like against Dixie, you just looked like the best team on earth, and then took a 35-0 beating by this Desert Hills team.
1st and 10. Low snap. Handoff over the right side, about 3 yards on the carry. You know, Mike, you make a good point about the inconsistency, but isn't it safe to say, while it hasn't been the kind of year Desert Hills was expecting necessarily, hasn't really been the kind of year we'd expect out of the whole region. The whole region's been very inconsistent and up and down.
Well, it has already demonstrated itself because we have in the semifinals 2 teams from up north, and we haven't seen a team from up north in the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And not 2 teams, at least for many, many years.
Sure. Pitch on the outside. It's Sharp trying to turn the corner, taken down at about the 39. So it'll be 3rd and about 5. Again, glad to have you with us here on Scalooza.com, as well as our partners on KSL and Deseret News, which is where you'll be able to find the games both next week, the semifinal games, and the state championship in a couple of weeks from Rice-Eccles Stadium. The 2 night games next week at 6:30 p.m., the championship game the following Friday at 11 a.m. Wormsley back to pass, struggles, finds a man and is drilled. Great defensive play by the Warriors. And I don't think there was any gain. It was a lot of effort to complete that pass and then just no room to run.
Wormsley has been under a lot of pressure tonight again, and not where they sacked him that time, but it impacted his throw and it impacted the where he chose to go on that. Didn't have as much time to do it. And again, kind of getting a little bit of a lesson on the sidelines by Coach Frankie.
And punt, short punt, hits at the 36, almost hit a Warriors player. Great roll for Desert Hills as it rolls inside the 20, down near the, looks like the 19. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Snow Canyon. You gotta think Snow Canyon, perhaps anticipating the leg injury to Wormsley, putting the extra pressure on to say, hey, if you can beat us on a gimpy leg, then more power to you, but we're going to make you beat us.
And he's been okay tonight, but you can see it definitely has impacted him.
Yeah, I don't think he's as mobile as he normally is. I'm not sure if he's as comfortable planning when he throws as he normally would be either.
Well,
so.
He's taken off for over 300 yards rushing, 5 TDs, and that's just not been the case tonight.
Deep throw over the middle, and I think a little bit of a miscommunication between Nowatzki and Delland. So, pass falls incomplete. Clearly, DeLand kind of threw his hands up like, who are you throwing it to? So, I don't think they read the play quite the same way. 2nd and 10. Barnes in the backfield. He'll take the handoff. Little trap play is going to pick up maybe 3 yards on the carry. 3rd and long.
Looked like that was going to possibly go somewhere, but then it just filled up in a hurry. Perry and company, they're just doing the job.
So clock continues to tick as we approach the 3-minute mark here of the 3rd quarter. So 2 receivers to both sides. for the Warriors. Barnes, play fake. Nowatzki hands it to Barnes, and Barnes runs backwards. Kind of a busted play. Having a hard time finding anything and a huge loss.
Wow.
You kind of wonder how that transpired the way that it did. That was one of your more awkward run plays you'll ever see.
Well, that's the second time we've seen kind of a broken play by Snow Canyon tonight, and it's resulted in a huge loss. Again, I wasn't sure, if he meant to give it to him or not there by Barnes' reaction.
Well, you almost wonder if Nowatzki just waited too long to decide to give it to him. It seems to me when they run the read option, they've had more success tonight with Nowatzki on the keepers.
And they've been coming closer and closer and closer to blocking these kicks.
Barely got it off, and contact. There's a flag in the end zone. Takes a horrible bounce for Snow Canyon and finally downed. But we're going to see if this is a roughing penalty or just a contact penalty.
Actually, running into or roughing the kicker is an automatic first down. In high school, it's a little different.
So the penalty against Desert Hills, obviously.
Yeah, and we said they were just getting closer and closer, weren't they? I mean, the last 3 times, and you could see how close it was. This time they decided to go for it, certainly knowing that there was a potential chance to block it and to get a touchdown. So,
well, that's the reality. As close as they were getting, you knew at some point they were either going to block it or get a flag.
Yep.
One of the two was going to happen. So following the penalty, a big first down. So that really bails out Snow Canyon in a big way.
And we've seen these kind of penalties so far. This is the third one we've seen tonight that has extended a series.
Let's be honest, resurrected a series.
Well, no, but it's still I apologize. It's still fourth down. I apologize for that.
Must have just been the 5-yard variety then. So kicks taken and fumbled, and Snow Canyon jumps on it. They're going to have the ball.
Second special teams error by Desert Hills. First one on the first series of the game when it went off of a Desert Hills player who had no idea the ball was near him. This time and we'll see what the final, looks like both teams are saying they have the ball.
Wow. They gave it to Desert Hills, and I'm not sure about that.
I don't know about that one. So
I thought Snow Canyon had it for sure.
Wow. How long do you have to have the ball?
That's the question. I guess however long the ref decides it takes.
Wow. That, because it just bounced right off his hands and off his knee, and it looked like Snow Canyon had the ball and secured it, but apparently not. So
crazy. So 1st and 10.
Now we'll see what Desert Hills can do on taking advantage of a near disaster.
Out of the gun. And 39.
This game tradition years ago, but they've had about 15
deep to the left. Man open, adjusts, makes a catch, and it's good.
And they 4 receptions.
We'll see what the flag is for.
Yeah, they think it might be on Snow Canyon.
Officials.
Backfield to be thrown.
Some kind of a hold or spot to come from. So
the signal.
Or for the Thunder, excuse me.
First lead of the game at the 52-second mark of the quarter.
Yeah, who'd have thought we'd have said that? Huh.
This game just keeps getting more and more interesting, Coach.
So extra point attempt now for the Thunder. Try to extend it to a 4-point lead. Low snap, and it's botched. Trying to run out of it. Pass is tipped and incomplete. So they do not convert the extra point.
Huge, because that's the difference between a field goal and now having to score a touchdown. Now that limits you back to a field goal situation for Snow Canyon.
So that is definitely huge. 13-10. Desert Hills, as you said, with their first lead of the game, and considering their last matchup, a 35-0 victory, definitely a stark contrast to that contest.
I believe that was looked like kind of a tough snap on there. It kind of bounced on the way back there, and did a good job to try to manage it, but just wasn't able to kick it cleanly.
You know, Mike.
Yes, Travis.
You have to wonder, with as erratic as both teams have played, maybe in the back of their minds they're saying, do we want to play Logan?
Yeah, folks in Logan may be licking their chops tonight, saying, hey, we bring on whoever here, because neither team has played to their potential, I mean, to say the least tonight.
It's been an kickoff, sails into the end zone for the touchback. Kind of an up and down night up in the Logan area as the Grizzlies advance to the semifinals. Mountain Crest loses in their quarterfinal game.
Oh boy!
But Skyview advances. So 2 out of 3 isn't bad for an area.
Skyview awfully good this season.
They are indeed. But up in that 5A class, Bingham always looms, and Bingham the one who knocked off Mountain Crest. So 52 seconds left here in the third. Pass in the flat. Ooh, should have been picked. The defensive back for Desert Hills loses the footing.
Morris had a shot at that one, but did not bring it in. 2nd and 10.
Nowatzki claps the hands, fakes it, keeps it, and read well by that Desert Hills defense. They are turning it up here in the latter part of this third quarter. Snow Canyon just not moving the ball the way they were earlier.
See if they even run another play here, and maybe one more play here, but need to get something rolling. They have not looked good here throughout this quarter.
3rd and 15. Nowatzki out of the gun, takes the snap, looks, pressure in the backfield. He rolls, he heaves the pass, and it's going to be well out of bounds. Incomplete. And 4th down. Desert Hills, a big play there as they not only take the lead, but hold them to a 3 and out impressively.
We'll see if they come again, able to cause some havoc to this Snow Canyon punter so far tonight, and we'll see what they do here.
And got room, the lowest kick of the night. Takes kind of a knuckler of a bounce. It'll roll past midfield and be down at about the 49. So Desert Hills will start the fourth quarter with excellent field position, a 13-10 lead here on Scaluzza.com.
We love purchase business in our office. This is, in our branch, this is what we strive to do, is we want to be number one in purchases. And we recognize that realtors, builders, affinity partners, they play a large role and a key role in making us successful. So we strive to do everything we can to be able to deliver on our promises, to create events or opportunities to be able to just stay in front of them and to get to know them and just be a part of their business. We treat it as a true partnership.
Our game today is sponsored by Dr. Robert Prince. Dr. Prince is the orthodontist that gives your high school something to really smile about. His office is located at 754 South Main Street in St. George. Call Dr. Prince for a free consultation and find out how easy and affordable it is to straighten your smile.
Back with you as we get set to start the fourth quarter here at Scaluzza, KSL and DeseretNews.com. Glad to be with you, everyone. I am Travis Brunstead, alongside me, Mike Butler, as we get you set for the final game in quarterfinal action across the state of Utah. Handoff right-hand side, a huge hole, and turning on the Jets is Perry. He's got a big first down. A late flag comes in.
Do you kind of feel Desert Hills has got the momentum going,
Yeah.
and they're getting this rolling right here, and they have stopped Snow Canyon on every possession in the third quarter, and have had just a couple of close calls, and again, you kind of have a feeling Desert Hills is just sniffing it right now.
Personal foul hit to the head against Snow Canyon, so tack another 15 onto the end of it. I think you're right, Mike. The feel in the air is like something has woken up inside the Thunder, and Thor is chucking the bolts down now.
You can kind of, again, they're just a lot more confidence. You can see it in their body language. You can just kind of watch what they're doing right now, and and they're sniffing at that goal line right now too. I mean, only 15 yards away.
So the official signals, and kind of an awkward collision there in the backfield
Fumble.
between Wormsley and
Fumble.
They did. What were we just saying, Mike, about the momentum?
Snow Canyon's had it all along. Oh boy.
You just can't count on anything anymore, can you?
Both teams have just this entire game not taken advantage of it, hurt themselves by costly errors, penalties, and then turnovers. It's just such a crazy game.
It is. It's like both teams at certain points, it's like they get to the point where they've got their foot on the other team's throat, but they just don't have the heart to step down.
Snow Canyon has got to do something.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they've looked anemic here in the second half.
The Desert Hills definitely turned up their defense as Nowatzki runs it on first down. He's got the corner into the secondary and knocked out of bounds, and now a flag against Desert Hills.
Yep, just a couple of yards out of bounds, and Nowatzki, he kind of sold that too. I mean, again, he took advantage of a block right in front of him, and then went out of bounds, but then hit after that. And I think that was the right call.
Yeah, Quinn Kaiser pled his case, but even looked like Coach Frankie even was telling him, "Hey, move on. You hit him out of bounds. Let's live to fight another down."
Now Snow Canyon got to take advantage of this.
Yeah, they absolutely do. It's getting way too late in the game to squander opportunities. Football is a game of opportunities. Things like turnovers and penalties those are the times that you have to make your mark. And now another flag comes in. I think it's a sideline warning is my guess. Yep, sideline warning.
Obviously, Coach Frankie standing there with his hands on his hips. It was thrown by the...
So, of course, the first one is always just a warning, unless it's excessive. But so no yardage marked off or change in downs.
So meaning what, for people who don't understand the sideline
meaning
warning?
if there was obviously something that transpired, a coach or a player said something the wrong way, but the next time a flag is thrown, it will be a penalty. There will be yardage marked off.
11:31 to go. Desert Hills leads 13-10. Fake it to Barnes, keep it with the
Read option. Nice keeper by Nowatzki. And it's like I said earlier, that read option, it's only working when Nowatzki keeps it.
And it's worked all game.
Yeah.
And he reads it well, he plays it well, and that kind of went away in the third quarter.
Yeah. The success they've had, read option, Nowatzki with the keeper. When Barnes has been successful, it's just been straight draws and traps and counters and things of that nature. So 2nd and 2. This time handoff to Barnes. He storms ahead, gets to the 40. And are they going to say he's down?
Oh, boy.
They do say first down.
Snow Canyon, not only do they keep the ball, but they get a first down on top of it.
Boy, this is one of those times you wish you had replay, but
it's one of those times that you may want to have a mic on the sideline, too. Wow.
Meaning what? You need to go down on the sideline? Is it?
Won't be pleased with that on the
No.
Desert Hill side.
No, certainly not. 1st and 10 Warriors. Nowatzki looks, pump fakes, throws it deep. And Timey leaps! Did he bring it down? There's a fight for the ball.
I think it's an interception. Yep.
They're going to give it to Desert Hills. Wow.
Timey had the ball, but when he came down, he was stripped.
Yeah.
And he was not able to come down with it. I can't see who the player was, and he's still on the ground. But a little bit hurt as well. But what an athletic play that was.
Yeah.
Timey really wasn't in it, almost just the play that he was able to come up with. Unbelievable play just to make the catch.
And I think you're right, Mike. I think he was stripped, but I think it was a combination of that, and Timey didn't really fully have control of it, I don't think, either. Kind of tried to fight for it at the end, but I think by then it had already been established that the Desert Hills player had the ball.
And I don't know what totally happened there on that. We couldn't really quite see it, but it looked like Timey might have just fell right on top of the player. And so can't see a number yet, but what a big play that was. And again, big turn of events. We had Snow Canyon go long for a while.
Yeah.
And it really wasn't open. He was double teamed.
Yeah, and he made a terrific athletic play to try to get it. Leapt over the player, and I think you're right. It might have just been that he landed on top of him, and sometimes if that ball's in between, you land on the ball, sometimes it just knocks the wind out of you. Looks like he's gasping a little bit as he got up, so it's Quinn Kaiser. So Kaiser makes up, he was the one called for the hit out of bounds, so kind of able to redeem himself there with the pick. But the Thunder will now have the ball deep in their own end. And again, Mike, we talked about it, just unable to capitalize.
So the injured player was the man that intercepted it. That was Quinn Kaiser. And the Thunder
So 1st and 10 Thunder. Wormsley and company.
Wormsley out of the gun, 2 back, 7.
Out of the gun, handoff, not much there. Snow Canyon defense stands him up. Curious to see if this deep in their own end, if Snow Canyon chooses to send the blitz and try to maybe get a field position advantage, or, you obviously don't want to outnumber yourself and risk giving up the first down. But Snow Canyon was very effective with their pass rush earlier in the game. 2nd and 9. Under 10 minutes left here. Read option. Around the corner, 1st down and more. Knocked out of bounds. And now a flag is way back where it looks like there might be an illegal block of some kind.
There is a flag back around the 11. This one's coming back.
So we'll see what the signal is.
Especially on big plays. It seems like every one of the big plays has been coming back.
And he moved the flag, so that's obviously the spot where the foul occurred. So I'm thinking this is going to be a hold. Yep, against the Thunder.
This one is against Desert Hills.
So this is the 2nd or 3rd huge play by the Desert Hills offense that's come back.
Including a 75-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
Staff will make your kids feel right at home. See why so many parents choose Johnson Pediatrics on Sunset Boulevard. Every time they're cavity free.
So it'll make it 2nd and about 13.
iPads, movie tickets, Fiesta Fun, and other cool prizes.
Wormsley near his own end zone in the gun. Steps back, looks. Pressure, throws it in the flat, complete. And breaking a couple of tackles, surges ahead, and is going to have enough for a 1st down.
Almost looked like the
What a
Dunlop
play.
rodeo there. Looks like he had him tied up and throwing him down, and all of a sudden he just kept on plowing.
Marco Jordan with a terrific 2nd effort there to pick up
Unbelievable.
the 1st down. Yeah.
And he's kind of favoring his left arm right now. He doesn't want to come out, but boy, I don't know how he got out of that tackle.
So impressive play. Nets a Thunder 1st down. Wormsley takes the snap, hands off, inside. Not much there, maybe 3 yards. Up to the 24. Desert Hills showing good patience here. You know, you do want to you want to move the ball. You want to run some clock here. You got to take advantage of the fact with neither team really being able to capitalize as much as they should. You want to at least try to run some clock and protect your lead. Wormsley sends a man. Jet sweep fake. Wormsley on the keeper, and not much there. Maybe a yard and a half on the carry. Getting just across the 25, near the 26-yard line. So again, the first down marker at the 30. So a big third down play here for Desert Hills.
I want to thank Snow College and Coral Canyon, Chiropractic, Dr. Bob Prince, Academy Mortgage, some of our good sponsors, and of course InfoWest. You see them up in that left-hand corner, the internet people.
Third down, Wormsley looks to the right, throws it a little bit high. Ooh, very nearly picked. Looks like the intended receiver may have slipped. I think that was Josh Durer. Not able to keep his footing, and very fortunate for Desert Hills that was not an interception.
He had some territory to go, didn't he?
He certainly did.
Desert Hills, again, does not capitalize.
No.
We how many times have we repeated that song tonight?
Yeah. You got to wonder what Logan's going to think watching the film of this. Like, how many rares there were. High punt and bounces at the 40. Not much of a roll. It's down at the 39. So Snow Canyon with respectable field position here.
7:37. Both teams full timeouts. Nothing serious there.
Yeah.
If you're Snow Canyon, you absolutely have to establish yourself and get, if nothing else, change the field position territory. That read option has done well for them. They've had some success, not a lot of success in the air, but it is time, if you're Snow Canyon, to put on your big boy pants and make something happen.
Sure. Seems like they've gone to kept it in the hands of Nowatzki for the most part. Barnes, I was going to say Barnes hadn't gotten quite as much action, it felt like, in the second half, but a good 8-yard carry there. So a couple yards shy of the first down. You're on a cool night. Fans out in the stands. I think it's cool now. Wait until next week. A little brisker up in Salt Lake. Hand off to Barnes, and the defense grabbing him by the jersey, pulling him backwards, and he's going to be about half a yard shy, I'd say. Close to the 49. So really, yeah, just third and inches.
So third down and literally a foot, if not less.
Nowatzki hands it to Barnes, and he'll surge ahead across the 50 and pick up a big first down for the Warriors.
So close. Broke through. It looked like Adams broke through there, and it was so close, but just could not make that happen.
So 1st and 10, 6.5 and counting on the clock. The latter half of this fourth quarter, a little pass out in the flat. It's caught. I think it's Timey, and he's going to have a first down, and a flag in the middle of the field comes in late.
Odd place for the flag if it's going to be on the defense.
Certainly is, but it came in kind of late. So we'll see what the signal is here.
I think it's going to be on Snow Canyon.
Yeah, I think you're right. The way the ineligible man downfield. Wow.
We have said this tune before, but both teams have just continue to be costly penalties, don't they? Just costly little mistakes.
They do. Times I feel like this is it's like one of those. I can almost picture elementary school kids playing this game, saying, "I don't want to win, you win. No, I don't want to win, you win."
This has not been a beauty contest tonight, has it?
It's at an awkward field that way. So first down and 15 after the penalty cost the Warriors. And Nowatzki on the keeper and nothing doing. Late flag comes in. I think he might have got hit in the head. That would be a big bailout for Snow Canyon. You can see a Desert Hills player holding his face mask. Yep, personal foul, face mask against Desert Hills.
Pretty tough to see that. I mean, again, a lot of bodies around that, but
when it comes in late in a pile, you know, it's often something like that. I wasn't sure if it'd be late hit to the helmet, face mask, but it's usually a personal foul anytime it comes in late. So they mark the yardage off.
Wow. They just keep on going, don't they?
They do.
Huge.
So a big first down. Well, actually, they'll mark it a yard shy of the first down. So
first and
one. So play action. Nowatzki looks deep. He's got Timey. Timey adjusts, and it's incomplete. Kind of underthrown, not a real pretty pass.
You know, he is double teamed every time, and it's just he's a tough guy. He's done a great job tonight, but that is a tough receiver to get to tonight when he's double teamed as tight as he is. But you know, first and one, why not give it a shot?
Sure, I don't blame him, but it kind of just hung up there. It was a little bit like a clay pigeon on that one. So second and one. Nowatzki, high snap, hands to Barnes. He'll surge ahead across the 35 to the 32 and a first down.
They've taken almost 3 minutes off the clock on this drive, Travis.
Crucial.
Again, kind of important to be watching that as well.
Yep. Both teams with all their timeouts, too. Something to remember as time continues to tick. Barnes on the outside. Tries to turn the corner. Thought he might have it for a minute, but great closing speed by the Thunder defense.
Yeah, Madge Morris right there to take him down quickly after maybe a gain of 1.
Looked like he would have had at least 5 or 6 on that play.
Yeah, he was ready to go.
Second and 9. Again, another factor to keep in mind now is that missed extra point. You know,
good
Snow
point.
Canyon getting close to field goal range. And Nowatzki with the fake, cuts back inside, kind of slowed himself up, gets across the 30 to the 29. Not a huge gain, but picks up a couple.
Kind of a conservative move there. I think you could tell that he didn't see much there, and he thought, well, I'll just hurry and get down.
Yeah.
And not a bad, again, live to play another play. So
3rd and 7 now.
And you know, we've already seen a 42-yard field goal. That's a little bit past this, but a first down would put him in that similar range.
So Nowatzki hands it to Barnes. Barnes cuts it back inside.
I have not seen so many people. Barnes, it seems like, has been tackled a jersey pull about 7 times tonight.
Yeah.
Just weird. I just don't see that very often.
It really is weird.
And that will cause a 4th down. And again, kind of in a weird field position. Do you punt?
Looks like they're going to kick a field goal to me.
So
this will be a 45-yarder.
Only about, and he had the distance last time. And again, a 42-yarder. Again, no wind, no issues. This is Andy Day, a sophomore, and he had the distance minutes ago, and we'll see what happens here.
And I wonder if that's why Barnes ran in the middle of the field, because it's at the midfield. It's not at one of the hash marks. He's got a straight-on shot.
Short.
Kick's going to be way short, way off. Not even close to the form of the first field goal, so
yeah, that
huge turn of events.
That kick, when he made it, again, kind of a line drive shot, and this one just a lot of distance. So let's take a quick timeout as well. Again, you can score 13-10 Desert Hills, 3:38 left in the 4th.
Now is the time to push yourself, to dream, to learn, to achieve. Moments like these come once in a lifetime. This is your opportunity. Challenge yourself. Explore. Create. Belong to something you can be proud of. Do it for yourself. Excel. Reach.
Back with you. Quick turnaround
This
here.
is who
First
you
down
are.
carry.
This is Snow
Perry's
College.
going to carry it close to a first down. It looks like he's about a yard shy. He takes it to the 29.
Boy. Now he was looking at that clock even more closely here. Again, both teams timeouts, but Snow Canyon has any shot to win this game. They've got to stop him right now, and they've got to stop him on a 3-and-out. Desert Hills has everything going for them right now, and again, 2 or 3 first downs, and they can start packing bags for Salt Lake.
Handoff and a hit in the backfield. Going to lose a couple. Big defensive play there by the Warriors.
So here we go, third and 1.
Timeout taken by the Warriors.
And I think they're anticipating that as well, knowing that they've got to do something here to maybe keep that clock on in their favor here. Let's take a quick timeout with 2:53 left here on Scalooza.com.
We feel that when clients come to us, the most important thing up front is to take the stress out of a highly stressful environment, to be able to create transparency and to create a relationship of trust where they know that we're going to take care of them every step of the way. That's what's most important to us. And in the end, we've delivered on our promises.
Back with you on Scalooza, KSL, DeseretNews.com, 2:53 to go. Here in the fourth quarter, and a nail-biter, to say the least. We thought this game might be a little one-sided. It has definitely not been that. It has been a competitive, interesting ball game, one where neither team's really been able to capitalize on a lot of scenarios where they could have really stepped on the gas. Wormsley on the keeper. It looks like he got tripped up by his own man. No.
Did not get it.
Boy, that one official, though, I think gave him a pretty generous spot.
Oh, boy.
Boy.
That was generous.
That was very generous. I thought he gave him at least an extra half a yard.
He went down quick.
Yeah.
And he died. Boy, that's a nice spot. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
And the difference is that's gonna be able to take off another 1.5 to 2 minutes of a ride, no matter what now.
Yep.
So,
well, barring a turnover.
Turnover and incomplete pass.
I can't imagine why Desert Hills would throw it at this point, but I guess you never know.
What haven't we seen tonight?
Yeah, that's true. First down play, not much there. Gain of a couple.
Snow Canyon takes their second timeout.
We'll take it. 30-second timeout.
We'll stay here, but just because again, it's
on the one-loss scoreboard. Desert Hills 13.
I was going to say 2nd and 8, not much there on first down. So let's see.
Just gut check time, Travis. Is it's just both teams need to make one. This again, one first down likely ends this game potentially, and again, if Snow Canyon can stop them, they got a shot. Got a shot.
Yeah, they're not going to have a lot more than. I mean, if they hold them on this set of downs here, they do have one more timeout left, but they're still not going to have a lot more than a minute left.
And what do you call? You haven't had a lot of success in the air this whole second half. So.
Right. Well, and that's why you got to kind of wonder. I wonder if they're forced to throw if Kitchen comes in with the stronger arm as opposed to Nowatzki, who's the better runner. So.
But still got to stop him 2 more times.
Yeah, you certainly do.
3 more times.
2nd and 8. And snap, handoff, Red in the backfield and taken down. A big loss there of about 6.
Timeout.
Yes.
They call timeout again immediately.
So it ran 5 seconds off the clock.
And that's the last timeout for the Warriors.
They've pretty much pushed all the chips in the middle of the table here. They've got to stop them right here, because if there's a first down, we're going to hear Don Meredith singing.
This is it. This is the play they, again, at this point in time, Snow Canyon, again, Desert Hills would certainly punt the ball if they don't get a first down here.
Yeah. You definitely think so. And you got to wonder what's going through the Snow Canyon, the heads of the coaching staff, Coach Matua and his gang on the Snow Canyon sidelines. If we stop him here, what's the game plan?
But we've also seen Desert Hills, with their backs to the wall, come up with some big plays.
True, too. Very true.
We've seen that about 3 times tonight, that they've had this kind of a situation, and they've come up big.
So now the question is, it's 3rd and 12. Does Desert Hills throw the ball or run it? It's a long.
Well,
you're banking on a long run.
You got to run it.
Yeah.
You can't get an incomplete pass and give them that time.
Yeah, I think you're right. And they've been able to break a couple of runs, but
they had so many little screen passes that have been so successful tonight too.
Sure.
That you would think that would be a successful play. That who knows? Here we go.
We're about to find out. 3rd and 12. And it's a handoff up the middle, and Perry's brought down across the 30 to the 33.
And so how much time elapses right here? He went down at 2:12. Here comes the punting unit now. So Snow Canyon will get the ball probably around the 150 mark.
Saw Coach Frankie grab the official. I think what he's going to do is he's going to let the time tick down to maybe a second left and then call a timeout.
Or just even take 5 yards. So
yeah, he could, but I don't know. Their punting game, they haven't had a lot of distance their last few punts.
Try to go.
I think I called a timeout.
You try to block it. What do you do?
It's a good question, isn't it?
Because otherwise, literally, you're going to have 60 plus yards to go.
Could be. Although you do have Timey back there, who's one of your better athletes. So
made a big play down toward this end zone a bit ago, and unfortunately got the ball stripped from him for an interception. But
so $1:36 left.
Again, that just so you don't have any timeouts left. I mean, that went from 2:10 down to 1:36.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I guess the other thing, if you're Desert Hills, is how much of your defense do you bank on guarding the sidelines and trying to keep your guys in bounds? Although sometimes when you do that, you open a lot up in the middle. So,
but without any timeouts, that's tough.
Well, although if you pick up first downs, you at least get that small break. So, big punt here for the Thunder. Timey back at his own 40. A little bit of pressure put on by Snow Canyon.
Great kick.
Timey takes it. He's across the 40. Stutter step. Gets it out across the 50 to about the 49. So 49 yards to, not 49 yards to go. Let's make it clear. You get in a little better position than they were on the last drive. You could have a makeable field goal.
Meanwhile, the Thunder, 4 downs away from a stop, and they would get the Grizzlies in a rematch from a game on a bye week.
Weird.
3 weeks ago in which they
We had a little malfunction on our scoreboard here. We'll get that corrected. It is 13-10. The Desert Hills Thunder with the lead. Back to pass. Nowatzki throws, and it's dropped. Oh, my goodness. A huge drop there by Polson. And he would have probably had a first down. But just, again, how many times do you see a kid thinking ahead as opposed to what he's doing in the moment? You got to catch the ball before you can make the big yardage plays. 2nd and 10, Nowatzki back to pass, looking over the middle, flushed out of the pocket, he runs, gets a first down and more as he's run out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. A great run by Nowatzki.
Done it all season. He's just been such a solid player for this Warrior team. He has been he's just been their heart and soul of this team all year.
Twofold on that play. Nowatzki had the presence of mind to see he didn't have a man and was able to run. Also, his line gave him time to make that decision, too. So, great play by that offensive unit. 1st and 10, a minute 11 left. Nowatzki, pump fakes, looks deep. His man slips, and it is overthrown.
Boy, they did not come after him at all. Just that front four for Desert Hills put a little bit of pressure on him, but those linebackers stayed back. I thought really put some pressure on Nowatzki, make him make a play.
Sure. Yeah. No, I agree. 2nd down and 10. 6 seconds ticked off on that one, so we're at a minute 5. Again, Snow Canyon only has to get in comfortable field goal range, really. Handoff to Barnes, and he's got nothing. Dragged down
again,
and a huge loss of 10 yards.
You know, he's just, I don't know, they don't give him forward, momentum because he kept on churning those legs. That just took him potentially out of field goal range, and that is just huge play. And I think that's what they're talking about is where he ended up at, and I think that's a good job by the referee.
So they do move it forward some. So he winds up losing 4. That's a huge difference. But a lot of time transpired while Snow Canyon was figuring out where the ball placement was. 3rd and 14. Throw downfield and just off the mark by Nowatzki. So
Zach Rhea, the intended receiver, Jake Rhea. So again, you don't have to you need to get a first down. That's all you need to get right now. And again, you don't need to get a touchdown. You need to get a first down.
Boy, I wonder if that draw play is going to haunt them, because that ran off a lot of time as well as losing some yardage.
We'll see what they choose to do, but again, a first down keeps you in the game.
Yeah, 4th down. Throw downfield. Nowatzki's got a man. It's caught.
Flag.
Touchdown.
Flag. But I think it's got to be on Desert Hills.
Yeah, I would think so. Discussion by the officials.
Wide open.
And they're saying it's on Desert Hills. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh. Good gravy, Mike. Touchdown Warriors.
I think the people on the Desert Hills sidelines can hear us right now because it's silent in between here and the fans are dead silent right now.
Unbelievable.
He was wide open and he was just waiting for the ball to get there. It took forever to get there. And I didn't really even see where the interference was. He was so open on that, the ball just hung in there forever.
Well, I think at the last minute there might have been a little bit of contact, but...
Whoa.
And they've tried that play, 8-9 times, and it didn't really seem to have a prayer. Extra point is up, and it is good.
Unbelievable.
21.7 left on the clock. That is ridiculous.
The Thunder need the touchdown, and they don't have much time to try to get it.
Do they deserve to win? They played well enough, didn't they?
They did. And, in fairness, both teams had their chances, Mike. You can't say that I think one deserved it more than the other.
17-13. Timey's got his second touchdown of the game. First was a 7.
Mike, the last place team in the 3AA South may be going to the semifinals. Pretty crazy, right?
That is incredible, but unbelievable. And this is such a capstone of both of their seasons. They've been such weird seasons for both of these teams. Snow Canyon good enough to beat Dixie. Knocked them off their undefeated pedestal earlier in the year.
But again, their only region win.
And their only region win. I mean, go tell us about that one. Only region win, and then they get blown out the next week by this Desert Hills team. Unbelievable.
It really is. High kick.
Is there enough
taking
time
it
to do
3.
Anything?
Big return set up. Spin move and not going down, and finally down with 14.4.
Wow.
With 14 seconds, though, it's really about all you can use. I mean, maybe you can use 2 here.
I think we heard cheers from Logan.
we may have.
We're facing kind of north right now, and I think there's a lot of Grizzly fans pretty happy to see timing with that catch as well.
Yeah.
Great pass. I mean, Nowatzki had the time. That offensive line did the job to give him time to do what he needed to do, and he came up big as well.
So Wormsley out of the gun. A little bit of pressure. Throws it high and off the hands of the intended receiver, but also could have been picked.
Maybe one play and maybe a second play, depending on if they can get the ball out of bounds here. Is this game over, Travis? That's all we've seen tonight. I still wonder if this game's in the bag.
It's hard to be confident. I mean, that you play the percentages.
And how many long completions has Desert Hills had all season long?
Sure.
And it's been a bunch.
Wormsley looks over the middle, pressure, throws it high and incomplete. 2.3 seconds left.
Time for the old hook and ladder.
One more play, and do you practice the old lateral? Have you worked on that?
What the heck? The blinds are possessed, Mike.
Timeout taken, the final here by Desert Hills.
Our blinds have gone down in front of us. Kind of spooky. But hopefully it hangs in there for 2 more seconds.
I got to keep my hand at the ready to catch it if it falls again, but yeah, 2.3. I mean,
it's so hard because, unless you're Miami and can throw off some serious play against Duke that didn't quite, we'll see what happens here. But I mean, honestly, what play do you have? What kind of play do you have that you can realistically, get a touchdown on?
Hail Mary with some guys falling down, a penalty.
Yep.
I mean, that's about it.
Yep.
That's really about it. I know back in the day you would have called for the hook and ladder, but I think this is a little too far for that one.
Not a play you practice do very often. So.
Not much in this day and age, but so last play of the game, one way or the other. Wormsley with pressure, and he is decked. Snow Canyon finishes it off, and they're going to Salt Lake. Unbelievable.
Tegan Mendenhall just laid out Wormsley, and he is still down, both in hurt and in pride. What a great, the backside there, he just went right past that left tackle, leveled Wormsley, and we are going to make a little change and say final. Snow Canyon in the biggest upset of the 3AA playoffs, without a doubt.
By far. Mike, this might be the biggest upset in the 3AA playoffs in the last 5 years.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. And again, not that Desert Hills is the most overwhelming team in 3AA. They're not.
No.
They've been up and down all season long.
Sure.
But that particular, under this particular circumstance, on this Thunder field, and to see that happen is a huge upset.
Yeah, you can just see the absolute look of shock on the field in the stand. Look at this crowd, Mike. They're as stunned as we've seen a crowd.
Yeah, this is just, I think a lot of people felt this was a formality, as did I. I did not think Snow Canyon had it in them today. But what a gutty performance, what heart that this Warrior team had tonight. And on their way now, and say, bring on the Grizzlies. Again, we said at the very beginning of the game, they might as well be loose. They have nothing to lose. So
they really don't.
And they will go into that game with the same type of confidence against a superior team, but the game still starts at 0-0.
You do have to wonder if Vegas had point spreads on high school games, what the spread in that game might be. But you're right. Logan is obviously going to be the favorite, but give credit where credit's due. a gutsy Snow Canyon performance, and they've pulled off what I don't think anybody would have thought would have happened. But congratulations to them. Congratulations to the Thunder for a good season in their own right. And I'm sure on many levels they're probably wondering if they had a 100% healthy Nick Wormsley, what might have been. Yeah, might have been. But
Nowatzki hugging his father, and a nice opportunity to play another week when you've been through so much.
So a trip to Salt Lake is in store. We will be on the air Thursday night from Salt Lake City at Rice-Eccles Stadium, where we will bring you the battle between these Snow Canyon Warriors and the Logan Grizzlies. Friday night, we will follow that up with our broadcast of Tooele and Dixie. So we're looking forward to 2 exciting games from Rice-Eccles Stadium next weekend. Congratulations to all the other teams across the state who have advanced. Much more football to come on the high school level. Thanks for joining us. For Mike Butler, I'm Travis Brunstead. Have a great night and a great weekend. We'll see you next week.